Hey guys, welcome back. I appreciate you being here. I'm going to go over some stuff with you today on what I've done to the red Comanche. We've got a few things going on with it, so I wanted to show you where I was at with the project and kind of give you a little update. So I appreciate you being here. If you're new to the channel, if you could hit the subscribe button for me or smash that like button, I'd really appreciate it. It helps me keep going on filming and keeping the channel running. So anyway, we're going to go over a few things with you. I really appreciate you guys being here. Talk to you soon. Take care. Alright, so we spent the day yesterday tearing down, well I guess the day before yesterday, tearing down the motor in the red Comanche, and it needed a head gasket job. So I've had the parts for a while, so I tore everything down and started going on it. I kind of thought it was going to be a quick job, and then I decided, well, let's go ahead and clean the engine bay up a little bit, because I never did clean up the engine bay lower half because I didn't think the motor was going to stay in it for the new client, but I ended up working on the motor. So here's where we got to. So we repainted all the engine bay red. I pulled all the wiring up, so all that stuff is painted red underneath all the way around. It looks really good. I started reassembling wiring. I got the head and the head gasket put back on. I took all my aluminum parts and cleaned those up, etch primed them, and then base cleared them with my wheel paint. So those are all good. All my brackets, same deal with my brackets. So this is going to look all shiny and spiffy when it goes back in. So the issue that I'm having right now that I got to tackle today is when I got the MJ, this bolt right here for the exhaust manifold was broke off, and this was all sealed up, so I was hoping that when I put it back together it would seal up, but I still have a big gap right here, and this gasket still moves, and when I put the light in below it you could actually see a gap all the way through here with the light. So I've got to get this extracted and get another bolt in there. And then also this same one on the very back here underneath that lip in the bottom is stripped out, so I'm gonna have to run a tap in that one and see if I can get another bolt in the back one to get that back one sealed up. As you can see on the gasket, whoever put it together used RTV on this metal gasket to try and seal it, and it actually was sealed. Kudos to whoever did it. It lasted a little while, but I'm gonna have to do it right. So here we go, so I can get you a better shot. So that's where we are with the Comanche. I got most of my parts over here on the tables, and she's still halfway wrapped up from painting it. But anyway, we'll put the rest of her together and see if we can get this bolt extracted so we can get that header sealed up and move on to the next step. I can see the bolt in there, so let me show you here what I'm going to do. Uh-oh, there's my... So we drilled the hole finally through that sucker. Let's see if I can get this tapped in again here. Put this down for a minute. So a little trick that I learned is once you get the hole right and you can get this in there, you can give her a little tap, and that'll help seed that sucker into the hole. See if you guys can see that. She's pretty much out now. I just twisted sideways in that header, so I'm going to see if I can pry on it a little bit and get that little piece to pop out. There it is. So now we just gotta find another exhaust bolt. Whew! Mission accomplished. Alright, so we had a little bit of an episode, and I had to take the whole engine back apart. So I showed you I was taking, and I got that front bolt out with the easy out. Well, it turns out that this one wasn't just stripped, it was also had a broken bolt in it, and I didn't know this until I put the head back on the engine, and I had this header on, and as you saw in the videos this morning, I had the intake on, and this back bolt back in here, so I had no room to work with it after the head was put on. So I tried for the whole day today to get it fixed, and finally decided that I was just going to have to pull that head off of there again. So I pulled the cylinder head off. This one went straight through the casting. This is the head bolt, the securement bolt, so I was able to drill this straight through with some drill bits. And then these were originally 5/16 18 holes, or 5/16-16s, and so I went to a 3/8, or no, a 7/16. Yeah, I went to a 7/16-14, and then I just tapped this out. So I got my camera set up, and since I got the motor all taken apart, I'll do some time lapse for you. You guys can watch me put the motor back together, and hopefully we can get this thing most of the way buttoned up. I also got these are my silicone vacuum hoses, some new split loom that I'm going to run new split loom on everything, and then this is 1-inch split loom that matches this. So I'll run as much as I can and take all that old nasty loom out, and then clean all this stuff up. So all this, hopefully I'll be able to replace most all of this and make it all the nice braided loom. But anyway, appreciate you guys being here. It's been a long, rough day. Hope you guys like the MJ. Hope you guys like it, the motor stuff. I posted a couple of pictures on Instagram and you guys seem to be liking it. So anyway, I appreciate you being here. I'll talk at you soon when I get this thing put together. Alright, so we're gonna do this here. Alright, so we got the intake on, we got the head on, finally. Exhaust manifolds bolted on, and we have all 10 bolts in place. So we don't need any RTV, we don't need any more jazz. So whew, now we can get on to the other business that we wanted to get on with. Well, I think we've found all of our parts finally, so I'm gonna shoot this fuel rail black. The power steering bracket was black. I'm gonna paint it. Get a new coat on the fan, the alternator bracket, and the charcoal canister bracket. I'm gonna paint those real quick. I got the AC delete bracket on. I got the power steering pump pulled on up and put into place. We've got the fuel lines ran. I just got to secure those over here and then put the fuel rail on. I'm going to paint the fuel rail black, so there's some black sitting in here. This stuff's all going to get re-loomed with that nice braided loom, so it'll have some contrast in there. and then yeah, we'll go from there. So it's 12:30 a.m. I'm gonna get some coffee. I'm gonna see if we can get this video done, see if we can get this Comanche done. So we got the AC delete bracket all put together. We got the clutch fan on, the pulley, the alternator brackets, that's all done, taken care of. I lost the long bolt for the top of the alternator. I have one stuffed in it, but it's long enough to just hold it in position, so I'll go get a new piece of hardware for that tomorrow. We're at the point now where we can start addressing running wiring and running vacuum line and getting the fuel rail on and stuff. I have some new wire loom that I want to run and get rid of all this old junk. And I was actually looking at this fuel rail clip. I think I'm going to pull the wiring out of this because it's kind of broken at the end of it, and I'm going to rerun loom on all this and make it look pretty running across the motor, and then put some pieces down to the fuel injector tips and the sensors and clean those all up, make that look good, and then clip all those back together. I've got some red silicone vacuum line I'm going to run on everything. I want to clean up the master cylinder and the power booster and get that painted, whether I do that tonight or not. That'll be an easy thing to address after the fact, but I'm going to start dealing with this wiring and see what I want to run and see if I can tuck some stuff, and we'll go from there. I'm glad to have it at this point, that's for sure. See how far we get. 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna call it for the day. We'll put a video together of me finishing everything up, but I got most of my new wire loom brand on all my accessories. Just got to do a little bit over here, but most of this stuff's going to be covered up by bottle and air filter, so I'll just have to do a couple of pieces over there. It looks really good. I took the feel rail off and rewrapped that. Got the O2 sensor wire, temperature sending unit wire, and I'll run all my silicone vacuum lines tomorrow and finish up this wire loom, and I should be able to button everything up tomorrow morning. Anyway, I'll get this video put together and hopefully I can get it uploaded tonight and or maybe tomorrow for you guys, and then I'll finish this sucker up. But anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. Appreciate you guys all being here. Damn, I look like shit. I feel like it too. Anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon.